I don't know, 3,000 subscribers, and my barber still has absolutely no idea what a Lollujo is. He has, however, promised to watch today, so hello, Pep. I'll show you in a minute what a Lollujo is, and I expect to have it on my head next time I come to see you. Hello and welcome to part 26 of the Bolton battle. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode, we've got League 2 games against Crawley and Carlisle. But before we get into any of that, we have important Lollujo business to attend to. Now, unfortunately, the man himself, where is he? Where is he? There he is. I know I had him open a minute ago. He hasn't actually got the Lollujo haircut at the moment, so sorry, Pep, the barber. There's nothing I can do. That'll be all right. If you do that for me, if I come in and ask for a Lollujo and you cut my hair, I'll be happy. Lollujo fans out there, and I know there's a lot of you, I did think it was worth pointing this out to you. If we just head into Ipswich and go into General. The man, I'm probably in the way, hold on. The man only went and made... I need the microphone. He's an Ipswich legend. The only person from the Chapman era at Ipswich who achieved legendary status was Lollujo, and I'm sure we will all agree the man is a legend. And also, quite importantly, the board are willing to listen to offers. It's interesting, isn't it? My dad has certainly taken an interest in that, and if he hadn't retired, he'd love that job. He recommends it as and when we get Bolton to their record ever finish in 10 years' time, or however long it takes, that if the board have moved on, there's probably some unfinished Chapman business at Ipswich that needs to be attended to. They're 19th in the Premier League at the moment. Doing worse than we are. Segway alert, because we've not lost a game since you were last with me. I think you were last here for the Salford match, where we had that two-game episode where we lost 2-1 in both games. Since then, we drew 3 games off the back of that, then picked up our first win of the season, followed by another draw, a penalty shootout win in the Johnson's Paint Trophy, and then a win and a draw in the league, all of which means at the quarter point of the season, we've reached the giddy heights of 18th place in League 2. Now, that still only puts us 2 points ahead of the relegation spot, because it is very, very tight down the bottom here. There's actually only 6 points separating 23rd from 14th. So I expect to see us move around in this whole area quite a lot over the course of the next few episodes, but hopefully sign of things to come. We have made a few transfers, a bit of business been going on. If we have a look at our transfer history, there's a couple of familiar names possibly. Firstly, Ryan Godbold, we said he was coming in. Hasn't exactly taken on the team with a splash, mainly because a couple of days after Godbold arrived, a familiar face returned. Sean Quinn, who was with us back in the Conference National 2 years ago, has joined on loan again from Hull, and he's got a bit better. He was good before, but he seems to be improving all the time. He's played 4 games for us and been involved in lots of goals and good attacking play and winning and stuff. So there you go. Look, he's a leading Conference National side player, but has potential to be a good attacking midfielder in the league above. And it's excellent to have him back at the club, and injects the thing we were looking for from Godbold, which is pace. And that pace is starting to make a little bit of a difference. We've also brought in a couple of new strikers who are still sort of finding their feet. Aidan Grant, 29 years old, has been playing League 2, League 1 football for Ebbsfleet for the last goodness knows how many years. So he's come in, and just good to have an extra experienced striker to pad out our squad a little bit. And Russell Bye has also come in, 24 years old, again has league experience with Luton, with Torquay. A little bit younger, has already scored a goal for us as well, and he's a nice quick striker, which is something that we have been lacking. So we've got quite a lot of strikers at the club now. It means the likes of Luke and Abbott. Hold on, let's have a look at our strikers. Why have we got everything available? Let's cut this. Alan Harrington's still around in the under-21s, but just in our first team squad, we've got the 2 new guys, plus Abbott, plus Howe, who hasn't really done anything yet. Friend came into the side, scored a goal, but then got injured again. Luke is still here. Dave Mitchell is still at the club on loan as well. So what's that? 7, 8 strikers if you include Godbold. We're going to have to get rid of some of them, but they're all sort of scoring quite well, so it's going to be difficult deciding who to get rid of. But that's a nice problem to have. Oh, we've got too many strikers scoring too many goals. What are we going to do? Well, we're not going to get relegated. That's what we're going to do. And this is the team that we're playing today against Crawley. We're on a 7-match unbeaten run. Let's not mess it up just because the cameras are on. So we've got Matthew Crabb in goal, an established back three now of Grocott, Roberts and Albinson. Lawrence is in at right back. Jennings he's not a League Two player. But Berry is injured. He's going to be out for a month or so with a twisted ankle. We don't really have much in the way of a backup left back. So Kieran Thomas has started to play for us. Who the heck's Kieran Thomas, I hear you ask? We signed him over 2 years ago. When we first got promoted from the Conference North, he came in on a free transfer from Preston. Hasn't played at all for us until this last couple of weeks. But he's actually looked quite good. 22 years old now. He's not great, is he? But as wing-backs go, as a backup, he's the best we've got. He's nowhere near as good as Berry, but he's been doing okay since he's been in the side. He seems to have adapted to this division better than Glenn Jennings has, which is a bit of a worry. In midfield, we've got Swift and LBC, and then Quinn in behind the two new boys in Grant and Bye up front. So a completely new front three from what you've seen so far from us this season. And early signs of this front three suggest it works quite well. So hopefully you're going to see oodles of goals from us today, and something a little bit more like the Bolton you've come to know and love over the last 3 seasons. Cue us getting absolutely smashed twice. This bit needs to start. He's put gel on my hair. Come on, man. You watch it. I think I've been going to this same barber's for over 25 years, and I think it's time we had a little chat. And obviously, I'm an internet nerd. I'm never going to do this face to face. But if you are watching, this is potentially the forum to tell you nobody likes gel. Put a bit of wax on my hair. When you say at the end of my haircut, do you want a bit of gel on it? And I go, that's just because I have no social skills. What I actually mean to say is, actually, I'd like a bit of wax because gel goes a little bit crispy and I don't really like it. So if I could have wax like I do all the rest of the time, that would be lovely. Thank you very much. And by the way, excellent haircut. That's what I mean when I mumble, So yeah, again, if he does wax next time, I know that's going to be the test. Forget about commenting, Pep. I want a slow burn on this one. I don't want to know in the comments if you watched. Next time I come in for a haircut, I want you to just offer me wax, and then I'll know you watched the video. What's going on in this football match? We're half hour in. We seem to be doing okay. We've created a couple of decent chances. LBC with a lovely ball out to Thomas. Thomas crosses into Bayern. We're 1-0 up. Look at all these new players combining. We're reinventing Bolton Wanderers again. That's what's happening here. Oh, why didn't I open my Coke Zero before the match started? It makes a horrible noise on the microphone. Look at this. Youngster Thomas with the cross into Bye, and that is a very nicely placed header. And giving it all the art. Yeah, get the hands down. Let's not get over the top. We're still in the bottom half of the table. We're still only half an hour in. Let's not get too carried away. But, by the way, just scored a cracking goal. Whew. Right, so going into half-time, we're actually playing really well. Crawley are around about where we are in the league as well. So, hopefully, we're starting to find our footing a little bit in League Two. Following the same model we followed when we arrived in the National League, hopefully, where we really struggled at the start of the season. And then, by the end of the season, we were in promotion form. I'm wondering if, because we've started the half-decent form a little bit earlier, could we have a rush on the playoffs? Oh, see, that was the cue for them to score. They probably should have done there because I said the playoffs. And they still didn't score. This is good. Quinn with the corner, and their keeper collects it nicely. But if we actually look at the facts, obviously, as far down as 7th place in this league gets into the playoffs, we're only actually 5 points off a playoff place as it stands right now. We're as far away from the playoffs as we are from relegation. Bye has just made it 2-0. That's an interesting little stat. We're 5 points off of the relegation zone. We're 5 points off the playoffs. We're now as likely to make the playoffs as we are to get relegated. Who'd have thought that this time yesterday, eh? You all started doubting me. Well, here you go. Clearly, I am a tactical genius. You've gelled this bit and left this bit just sort of fluffy and floppy. I need a new barber. Let's hope he's not watching. Right, Swift with the ball. Why is it? I mean, there's another Swift on the pitch. He's got an initial. Roberts and Swift. Look, we're passing the ball around beautifully here. Grant now finds the ball, and I don't really know what he was thinking. There was 3 players ahead of him that he could have slotted it through to, but we're playing nicely. Right, Roberts. No, actually, we'll leave Roberts on. I want you to have a look at Godbold, so we'll bring him on. And why not bring Chris Abbott on for old time's sake? And we'll give Roberts another 10 minutes or so. But on the whole, everyone's playing quite well. It's all starting to look a little bit promising, which I like. I can live with promising. A ball over the top, and we are just slow to react. And luckily, Crab has made a good save there. And slightly less criticism from the fans about Crab these days, which is good, because I think he's slowly turning into quite a decent goalkeeper for us. Right, Bye picks up the ball to Thomas, to Swift, to LBC. Look at this, we're keeping hold of the ball. Swift, Godbold, Bye, he's got his hat-trick, and there must have been 10 passes in the build-up to that. That wasn't a typical lump it forward, lump it out to the wing, Bolton goal. I mean, yeah, we've got a little bit of luck there where it's just incompetent defending, but we can pretend that was Abbott sliding it across to Bye, and there was good football in the build-up to that. We're not just starting to score goals, we're starting to play well. Oh, Russell Bye, eh? This is his coming-of-age match, because he's looked all right so far, but today he has looked excellent. Roberts has had a massive improvement in the last 10 minutes. We're actually going to take Swift off and give Lee Martin a rare run out, which is a bit of a shame because he had a really good season last year. And Swift has just come in and taken his spot. But, it's brilliant. They've got a D Swift as well. So they've solved the which Swift has got the ball situation by just putting a D next to both of them. Oh, it's D Swift. Ah, right. And we know which one it is now. Brilliant. Oh, that was Dave Swift, is it? Interesting name. I wonder if it's my Swift's son or dog. Probably is. Right. Crab collects nicely again. I mean, if you look at the stats, it's been a fairly even match. And the only thing there's 2 things that have separated those 2 teams. Because they've both had 2 clear-cut chances. We've won 3-0. So Matthew Crab has been excellent. And Russell Bye has been excellent. And between the 2 of them, they've turned what should have been a 2-2 into a 3-0. And that, if we can keep doing that, playoffs, here we come. Right, going into Carlisle at home, just the one change from the last game. Martin comes in full Swift, purely fitness, and I wanted to give Lee Martin a run out. He's actually starting to find a little bit of form now after being a bit rubbish early on, so let's get him into the team, see if he can actually become a League 2 footballer. Right, Friend is back on the bench, by the way. He's not really fit. But in the same way as we wanted to have a little look at Godbold in the last match, not that we even saw him touch the ball, I'd like you to see Friend, because I don't think you have. Was he in the last episode, or were his games after that? I don't remember. But, he was supposed to be the big hope for us this season. He's now been replaced twice over, so he's going to have to do something a bit special to get into the side. But I would like to have a little look at him, because those couple of games he did play, he looked a bit special. Right, I see we're attacking again, keeping hold of the ball nicely. Quinn through to Bye, he hits the crossbar, and it was just, again, Quinn getting into good positions, lovely little through ball. He's not actually getting much in the way of ratings or assists or anything like that, but his link-up play is just excellent, and I don't know why that doesn't translate to a good rating, because he just seems to be involved in every attack. And this is where someone goes back, watches the last match, realises he didn't touch the ball in any of the 3 goals. But in my head, he's the reason we've got good again, because he was around before, he knows how we play, and I like him. So, on that basis, he'll probably end up our captain. What has just happened? That goal just came out of nowhere, and it didn't look like Crab moved. And we've had this problem with Crab before this season, where he doesn't do that thing that Eggs does, where he points at the ball and shows me where it's going. Let's have a look. Does Crab move? Because, he's just hit that, and, oh no, he is pointing at it. The ball's going over my bus. Oh well, I guess he had a go then. We can't be expected to keep winning. We're a Carlisle in the league. They're 10th. They're quite a way away from us, actually. So we've got we're 8 games unbeaten now. No one expected an 8-game unbeaten run at any point in this season. So if we do end up losing today, We that run's done us a favour and got us out of the immediate relegation scarediness. And hopefully we can pick up more little 5, 6, 7, 8 game unbeaten runs as the season goes on, because that's how you stay in the division. See, I don't think Crab needed to make the first save there. I think it's going wide, and if he is going to save it there, for goodness sake, put it out for a corner. Don't palm it back out. There's two of them stood there. That was just poor goalkeeping. I don't know what he's waving his arms around for afterwards. It was just poor. Right, Quinn with the corner. Albinson's got one back. It's not all over yet. The captain has scored his first goal of the season. Here you go. That's an assist for Quinn. Corner. Albinson. Good header. Keeper doesn't move. 2-1. Oh, imagine if we could nab another one before half-time. Oh, we could, Bye. Back to Lawrence. Lawrence crosses into Thomas to Bye. Bye has equalised. And that's his 4th goal of the episode. His 7th goal since signing for us. And it's 2-2. And Carlisle are on the ropes now. This is good stuff. Lawrence with the corner, and Thomas, who is just shattered. He's a young kid who didn't ever expect to play this many games, with a good header back across. And Bye tucks it away at the second time of asking. And it's 2-2. And no to Carlisle. You thought you were 2-0 up. I was already making my excuses. Look at that. It's 2-2 at half-time. We're in the ascendancy. Let's go and get a third. That little speech is going to make me look silly when we lose this game now, isn't it? It's one of those things. You kind of know it's going to happen. Right. Oh, see it. Why did I even start commentating on the kickoff highlight? It's because we actually got tackling and looked like we were getting a break on. I got a little bit excited for a minute there. Have we got anyone who can come on for Kieran Thomas? Because he is shattered. And I think the problem is we don't, really. We'd have to change the system completely. We need Mike Berry to, I don't know, play with his leg in a sling or something. Right, Grant hasn't really touched the ball in either of these 2 games. He might be the way we get Friend into the side, because Grant doesn't look anything particularly special at all, does he? And I think it is time to have a look at Sean Friend. So he's going to come on for Grant. The whole defence isn't playing great, is it? Let's bring Dodge on for Roberts. And we'll leave it at that for now. But really, any of those defenders could have come off. I might bring Jennings on for Thomas, actually, in a few minutes. Just because Thomas is tired. And Jennings, he is a wing-back. You think he should be able to play left wing-back as well. Why isn't he moving there? He's supposed to be quick. He was in there. Was he offside? Was he showing experience and a little bit of nous, not wasting his energy chasing it when he was already offside? But Thomas has been beaten there. We need to get him off. He's shattered. Do we give it a few more minutes, or do we just drag him off the pitch now? I'm inclined to drag him off at the end of this highlight. Hopefully the damage won't be done before. Then Albinson heads away to LBC and to Martin. And look, we're passing the ball around again. Quinn to Friend, into Bye. It's 3-2. And it's another goal that has come from passing. I'd like to point out we haven't changed any of the tactics. But obviously changing the personnel. We've got some proper passing footballers now. And we don't just need to lump it out wide and lump crosses in. We can score goals like that where we're passing the ball around. Right, we do need to make the substitution, because Thomas is shattered. We'll stick... No, not eggs. Goodness me, not eggs. Right, Jennings, not ideal, but for 15 minutes, hopefully he can do a job at left-back. He's got plenty of running in him, and as we apparently don't need to cross anymore, it doesn't matter which foot he's standing on and which foot he's kicking with. Oh, no, don't go and... Offside, maybe? Yes, it was an offside. It felt a bit offsidey. Yeah... There we go. Right, we just need to hold on now. Let that be a wake-up call to everybody. Lawrence is tired as well now. 2 games in 4 days. We're not quite up to it yet, are we? But what we are up to is 14th in the league. Look at that. Let's just hold on now. We've won 2 games in the episode. We're up to 14th place in the league. All of a sudden, after the sadness of yesterday's episode... This is all, it's all looking quite positive. Where are we? We're still only in October. And if we look at that league table, if it ever loads, we're in the playoff. But we're in the playoff race here, Back-to-back promotion on the cards? Surely not. If you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. Let me know in the comments if you are Pep the Barber. And thank you very much for watching.